and we've already covered that
Yes,
ground.
sir. Yes, sir.
Didn't you tell the police that Dominic had asked you to videotape him in the woods?
Yeah.
So he did ask you to videotape.
Yeah, it was like, kind of like, I told, before we went out there, because he had seen me with the video camera before, when we had been at the house and people were, let's say, acting uncivilly, I would videotape some of the people who were there in case something did.
And you ultimately taped over didn't you tape over some of this tape at some point in time?
Okay. There were 3 tapes. I think, let me go back. The first tape I told you, I took, the color was off, okay? And that showed Dominic standing there on the cell phone across from where they eventually did find her, okay? Videotaped out my back window, and then the front, which showed, actually showed where my vehicle was parked, and then put another tape in. That's the tape that we went into the woods. When we went out to the meet and greet thing, I picked up the camera, put a different tape in, just videotaped the goings on there. Pictures of George and Cindy, and just people who were there. I took some group pictures basically. Okay, and I think they're on a website. I took some group pictures of all the people who were there, because on my camera I can take still pictures and video. And then I had the copies made and gave it to all the people who were there.
Did you ever tell the police that Dominic had told you that Cindy drove him crazy because she was calling with 12 tips a day?
Yeah, I did.
Now,
I don't know if I said 12 tips.
Whatever
it was.
But she was calling every day, tips.
Yes, sir.
And was there ever a time where you were gathered at the Anthony home when an attorney came in and said to you all, hey, didn't we search this area before, kind of in maybe a staged way again? Do you remember that?
In a staged way again? No, I never heard anything like that.
Do you ever remember an attorney coming in and saying in front of everybody, or Dominic saying in front of everybody, we searched that area before? I
had, you're talking about that Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. And that Sunday...
Sunday's after the Ritz is over,
yes,
church is over, y'all are back at the house.
Right.
Y'all are back at the house. What was it? Didn't Dominic blurt out in front of everyone?
No, I had said to Dominic, there were let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was like 8 or 9 people in the house. I think 8 people in the house, and there were some different conversations going. And I was sitting in the dining room area, facing everybody. And Dominic was sitting in a chair near the door, and that conversation had not come up about us being in there. And I said to Dominic,
what conversation ever come up?
About Dominic not being in the woods. Okay.
Nobody had ever known that y'all were in the woods?
Well, let me finish.
Yeah.
Okay. And I said, Dominic, don't they know that we were in that area, like a month ago? He said they know, and that was pretty much it.
So he had told them?
Yeah.
Was that December 11th? That's the last time you were ever involved in this case, either as a volunteer?
Remember, December 14th, I think, was the last day.
What happened then?
Oh, that was the day that I was at the house with everybody.
And what happened that day?
Just Baez came in, Miss Biden came in. There was a entomologist there from, I think, University of Nebraska or something. Dominic was there, Mr. Anthony was there, Cindy was there, I was there, and then eventually the attorney Conway came in.
And
then another private investigator, I think, from West Palm Beach came in. There were a lot of people there.
And what went on during that meeting? What happened at the house that day?
There were just a lot of conversations
about.
About what would happen to the remains, things along that line.
Now, did Dominic ever tell you that Casey had told him that she dropped Kaylee off at Universal?
No, sir.
What did he tell you?
He didn't tell me. He told me that whenever he was with her, she didn't talk about the case.
She never told. Her investigator never talked about the case with her.
Well, yeah, I know. That's what he said. Well, let me go back. She never talked about the case with him at the jail. That's what he told me. But he never said anything about it. I was only at the house one time when he went inside the house when she was there.
Hold on, I'll let you. Let me. Do you know or have ever met Roy Kronk?
Yes, sir.
When did you first become aware of Roy Kronk?
When they announced that he had found. When they announced on TV.
Okay. And you know Leonard Padilla?
Yeah, I met him.
What was your relationship with Leonard Padilla?
My relationship?
Yeah.
No relationship. He's just a bounty hunter from California. It was down here. No relationship.
Have you ever learned who the tipster was subsequently to all this?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever heard it was a psychic that sent him there?
Yeah, I heard that on the news.
Does anyone know who the tipster was at this date?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you think he may have gone out there to protect Cindy? Those days, the 15th and 16th?
To protect Cindy?
Mm-hmm. Or her daughter?
I'm not sure. Ask me a question again. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm missing something.
I'll strike that. Have you ever discussed the case with Roy Kronk?
No, sir. I've never spoken to him.
You do anything? Okay, I'm going to have John Dills in our office. Go ahead.
Just a couple quick things in the follow-up. You had said that when you do investigations, you usually document everything.
Yes, sir.
And how do you document?
Videotape.
Okay. Did you ever see, besides that videotaping that you did you ever see Dominic Casey go back to his office and make any type of notes, write down anything, dictate anything about the search or the tips that he had gotten?
No, sir.
Okay. And did he have a computer in his office?
Yeah.
And that office is in, let me see, on State Road 434 in Longwood?
I don't know the address, but I've
It's
been
in
there.
Longwood?
I think, it is 434, yeah.
All right, so you never saw anything written, and you never saw any other tapes or videotapes that he had made besides what you did?
No, the only thing I'd seen him with was a still camera, and I don't remember if that was the first or the second day.
That's all I got, John.
You want to explain to him, or you want me to explain? You can waive your right to read, or you can come back and read this and make corrections if you think that something you said was wrong. And I'm sure you've been through this many times before. If you want,
times.
You want to read or waive? Most people waive, but you can do.
I'll waive. Okay. It's nothing to.
All right. And before we go, why don't you go ahead and go on the record, John, about the next deposition? He's not coming. Why don't you go ahead and because I think we're going to have to.
We don't need a video.
Okay. Time is 12:57. We are off the record.
Okay. Dominic Casey was scheduled for deposition today at 1 p.m., I believe. We received and he's been duly subpoenaed. I'm not sure if we have a.
I got the return of service. We should probably go ahead and mark this.
Yeah, we're going to mark the return of service as Exhibit 1 to Dominic Casey's deposition. and then also a letter faxed over to him from him to us today's date as Exhibit 2, stating that he was not intending on appearing for today's deposition. So with that, we'd like a CNA as well.
Yeah. This would be 1 and 2.
That's it.
Time is 12:58. We're off record.